Hello, good morning. This is Fit&Wear. I am at DreamPatisserie actually. I'm still thinking of my content here at Fit&Wear because I used to study dressmaking for 4 years in my high school days, and I cannot remember anymore the basics actually. I mean, how to start. But this one, I used to have this before when I was still in college already. This Reader's Digest book, and I used to keep on reading it, and I think this will be able to help me a lot in starting this content sa Fit&Wear. But I will just give you what is really needed immediately, what is important. Of course, the first thing that we need to have is, of course, the things you need to use, the materials in starting to learn how to sew. Baga basics in sewing 101. See, of course, scissors. I have my scissor, but I will still look for it. I have 2 scissors actually, small one and the big one. And of course we have this also for when you rip the small one, when you rip. Of course when you rip, ano ba yung rip in Tagalog? Tangkas in Bisaya. So the small ones, we need this one. And of course tailor's chalk, we have tailor's chalk, the orange one. We also have the white one. What else? Ripper is kanang pangtangkas in Bisaya. I don't know what we call it in Tagalog. I have to look for the things that I still have there, because imagine how many years was that, way back in my high school days. And I have also the tracing wheel. We need this one, of course, and slowly you will learn how this works and how you're going to use this one, tracing wheel. And of course we also have what's this, a tailor square. Wait, here, this is a T-square actually, because I used also to study in drafting. But what I have there is just tailor square, just like this. But I will be gathering all my things one day and show it to you. Yung talagang gamit ko noon pa, it's a long time ago. Of course, hip core, but it's not like this, only this way. This one, made of wood. So later you will find what else. Of course, needle for the sewing machine, and for needle by hand, using by hand. What else do we need? So this is the book that I will be using. It's my guide. Eventually, yeah, these are the needles here, because there are different sizes of needles depending on what use are you going to do. Like, of course, a needle sewing machine also differs when you use needle for sewing denims, because denim is so thick, so you need thicker needle. I mean, needle that's really tough. And for those who are like nylon, chiffon, of course you need dependent. There's a number in every needle that you need to use. Okay. And of course you need tape measure. Tape measure. I used to bring tape measure all the time. In fact, it's there under my laptop. And this one is used for keeping your needles. Bobbin case. Yeah, this for the sewing machine. Bobbin case. Tape measure. And this one is a thimble. so that your hand will not be pricked when you sew, like hemming. But for me, when you get used to sewing, it's uncomfortable for me to use it. But there are times that when the fabric is really really thick, so I need to use this. What else? This one, so that if it's easier for you to put the thread in the needle, small tiny hole of the needle. But then for me, I don't even look at the needle anymore, I mean the hole anymore, because I'm used to it, you know. So I don't know this time that I'm already, you know, getting older, but I think I can still put the needle without using this, I mean the thread. I think this one is the Reaper. Yeah, Reaper. Seam Reaper. I don't know what this is. I forgot. I don't think I use this kind of thing. So what else? Those are the things that is really needed. And here I have this given by my when you put a hole for an eyelet. I have this given by my best friend who's now in California. I don't know if I can still find it where I place it, but it's for using eyelet. Lagyan mo ng butas para lagyan mo ng for any decoration that you're going to use in your dress. And this one, I think you know this, hook and eye. And this one is for dresses, and this one usually is for shorts, nilalagay sa waistband. What else? Of course, depende na yung need natin sa mga buttons, depende sa kind of dress that you're going to sew. And of course, we need zipper. Marami na ngayong zipper na mayroong hidden zipper para hindi makita. Parang maganda, di ba maganda tingnan compared sa zipper. Of course, we also have zipper for pants. And these are the different stitches. Sewing supplies pa din. Of course, we need cloth materials for you to practice. Yung iba kasi sabi nyo, ay practice tayo, bibili pa tayo. Kung meron kayong mga lumang damit dyan na you don't use anymore, you can use it for practicing. Diba? And of course, we need iron every now and then. Pero once when you start, hindi pa naman kailangan. Diba? Yun lang kailangan lang din yung when you start sewing the collar. You need that, the darts. You will know those terms that I'm saying eventually. So, and I didn't have this anymore before. I don't need this. But depende naman talaga sa ating ingenuity. You can always improvise. Of course, iron, of course. Para malinis yung aming trabaho. And of course, sewing machine. We need that sewing machine. Meron ako diyang sewing machine. Matagal na. Kasi it has been a while that I used to have my dress shop. And I ran it for around 15 years. After my college days. And I have my sewing. It's already old. The other one is with Discomatic. We call it Discomatic. 21 stitches yung different stitches. And anyway, if you're going to buy sewing machines, you know, you will be taught how to operate them, how to put the bobbin on, how to put the thread. And of course, I also have edger. You will know that little by little. Okay? Different parts of the sewing machine, because basically we also need to learn. There are things that you need to adjust because the thread is so loose. So eventually you will also learn that. Diba kasi pag ginagawa mo na talaga. will still be getting my table, because my table is being used by Shane there. Actually, it's not the right table. It's too small. I need a longer table, especially when you sew cut pants and gowns. You need a longer table. Pero pwede naman yung short. Kaya lang, hindi masyadong, you cannot really move fast. Ito, nilalagyan ng bobbin. This is part of the sewing machine where you put the bobbin. Of course, you will be taught when you buy a sewing machine. Automatic na yung tinuturuan kayo, mag-demonstrate sila. So this one, I want to show you the needles ng sewing machine. Ayan, nakita nyo yung hole. So that differs also on, you will be also taught how to put the needle. The flat, you will find the flat side of the needle. That is where you're going to attach in your sewing machine like this. So what else? Basically, I'm just telling you the basic things that you need to learn when you start sewing. So this is the basic parts of the sewing machine. This is the presser foot. You have different kinds of presser foot actually. Like that this automatic machine, sewing machine of mine, there are 21 stitches. So you need to keep changing the presser foot. So the design depends on the presser foot. So what else? And of course, the adjustment on the correct pressure of the sewing machine will also depend. The stitches will also differ. What else? So if you have any questions, you can ask. Kasi yung iba, ayoko na malaman yan. Gusto ko na dire-diretso na. So you can ask in the comments below this video. Ito, this is the I forgot, regulator of the stitches. You can change this as you want to loosen it, you want to tighten it. Here, you can of course adjust this one. And this one, how big is your stitches? And you can also use this in stitching forward and backward to lock the stitches. This one. You can find this in front of the sewing machine. What else? Well, there are plenty of different types of sewing machine this time, but I think for me, I want brother. That one that we will be using. You just carry it anytime where you go. You can put it on the table, you can put it on the floor. Anywhere you can just these are the different stitches that I can find. You can find in my this automatic sewing machine, which is 21 stitches. So this one is the presser foot, so you just have to keep changing the presser foot. But this one parang medyo malabo na to para for a basic thing that you need to learn. So yeah, I'm just giving you an idea to start with. So you can also learn how the different stitches by using hand stitch lang, by hand. Of course, medyo matagal. Yung mga different kinds of presser foot. And meron namang presser foot that I use in attaching the buttons. You just have to change the presser foot. And if you want shearing, meron din shearing presser foot for shearing. But sometimes I wanted to have it more sheared, so yun, by hand na yun, manual na. Tinatahi ko ng loose, tapos just pull the thread. Madami tayong matutunan. And of course, sa sewing machine, you can also do, what's this? You can also do embroidery. And so these are the things, of course, basically you need table. Of course, the things that where you put your thread, your needle, the things that you need. Diba? Para hindi mawala. Ito, maganda itong design. The table where you can cut. This one is a better one because it's longer. And if this is only handy, that you can just carry it. When you cut the cloth, you can just remove that. But of course, this time, kailangan na natin ng pedal where parang electric na. Hindi na yung mag-ano pa tayo, step pa tayo before we can sew. And of course, before basic lang muna tayo guys. We need to have patterns before cutting the material. So I will teach you how to make patterns. And of course, before making the pattern, you need to have the measurement. Get the measurement, diba? Measurement of the bust line, the shoulder line, the apex height. I will teach you what that apex height and apex distance is. The waistline, the hip line, and of course for the pants and the skirt, the length of the skirt, it's short or long. And for the sleeve, of course, the sleeve length. And for the arm girth, you have to also measure it. And for the neckline. And for the pants, of course, it's different. So this is how you measure get the measurement, of course, before you can make the pattern. And of course, the tape measure where you can find the inches. At the back of this is the centimeters. And this one, centimeters. So, yun. So, ito lang muna ang malala ang binigay ko sa inyo, the basic thing that you need to learn. So, abangan na lang sa susunod ang mga details. Every now and then, you just keep on asking questions through asking comments in the section below, comment section below. So bye for now. I hope you'll be interested in sewing. Bye for now. See you in my next video.